Hi friends, welcome to Programming Made Easy. This is Santosh Avalamurthy. Today we are going to see one of the most important building blocks of programming, that is functions or procedures. So in Python we call it as functions. In other programming, some of the other languages, it is also called as procedures. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, do subscribe to the channel and click on bell icon to get the notifications on all my videos. Now, what is a function? A function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. So the keyword here is it's a block of code. That means it is one or more sentences and it runs only when it is called. So someone has to call it explicitly for the block of code to execute. It helps to modularize the program. Now what is modularizing? Say if you don't have functions, then we end up writing a big program with huge number of lines, and many of the places the same code might repeat multiple times because we may have to do the same operation again and again. Let's say, for example, if you have designed a calculator, you are writing a program which is nothing but a calculator program. Now, if you talk about calculator, there are different kind of operations that can be done. There is addition, there is multiplication, there is division, there is subtraction, etc. Now, each of these operation like addition, subtraction, multiplication does a particular executes a particular logic. Now, if we don't write it as a function, then it will be difficult for us to use that code again and again in the same program. So when the user inputs in your calculator, depending on what operator they have given, you can call that respective function which does the calculation and returns you the value which you can display on your computer, on your calculator screen, right? So that is what the modular is. Basically, the operations that you do will be written as a small block of code called functions, and you can call them whenever you want them to be called. This also helps us to debug the program because we know, like if you take the same calculator example, if your addition is wrong, then you can just go and debug the code you have written in addition function. We need not scan through the entire program to find where the bug is. Okay, in that way, this modularization also helps us to pinpoint where the bug might be there and fix it. In Python, a function is defined using def keyword. A function can take input parameters called parameters or arguments, and it can return one or more data as result. So your function can take 0 or more inputs and it can give back 0 or more outputs. A function can be called any number of times. Okay, so that is one more advantage what the modularization gives. So once you write the function, you can call it from different modules of your application. You don't have to repeat that code in your individual modules. Now more on functions. So we need to pass the exact number of arguments defined in the function unless the arguments or the parameters have default values. Now what all these points I am talking about, we will be seeing practical examples after this particular slide. If you don't know the number of arguments that are passed, that will be passed to your function, we can use star before the argument name. So when we use star, then we can access each of the argument using the index. Arguments can also be sent as key value syntax. Now what is the benefit of this is when you are sending it as a key value pair, the order of passing the arguments from the calling program can be in any order. For example, in your function, you might have defined the parameter name as first name and last name. So when you use key value pair, when you are calling the function, you can pass last name first and first name can be the second argument, but still the function will work. To return the value from the function, we have to use the keyword return. Now let's see how our function will work, how to write a function and how to understand the concepts that we discussed. And one more last point is that we can return more than one value as a return value. Okay. Now let's see this practically how it will work. Now first we'll define an empty function which just prints a statement and we will see how to call the function. So the function has to be defined. So when you are defining the function should be above your calling place. Okay. So def my function, it just prints my name. My name is Santosh Kavalam. And to call the function, just call the function name. Check, save this, and you can call it now Python functions.p. So it just displayed my name is Santosh Avalamut because we passed 0 arguments. So no arguments are passed and simply it is printing the state. Now let us enhance this to pass the arguments to the function. So now I'll be taking two arguments, first name, last name. These are my arguments. Now if you want to call this function, I have to pass these arguments. If we don't pass the argument, then it will give us error. So it says missing two required arguments, first name and last name. So let us give the names here. Santosh Avalamut. So here I can print this plus first name comma last name. Now let's see what happens now. Okay, so now whatever the value I pass here, that value will be displayed here. Okay, right? Now, these arguments we can pass as a key value pair. Now here can pass first name equal to Ram and last name equal to Prasad. This also will work. Now I can reverse this, then also it will work, because since we are passing as key value pair, the order in which we pass doesn't matter. So that is the advantage of key value pair. You can pass your arguments in different order than what it has been defined in your function. Now, suppose if I don't know how many arguments are passed to my function, I can just declare as star details. So let me pass the arguments here, because the function doesn't know how many arguments it is going to get. So in this case, I don't know the number of arguments, so I can access them using details of 0 and details of 1. This will also work because I don't know how many arguments I'm going to get. So I will just use star and then I will use the index. So if you want to find what is the number of arguments passed, you can simply use length of details. Then you will be able to know how many arguments passed. Then accordingly, you will be able to process the argument. So it is 2. Now if I pass one more argument, test. Now the arguments will be 3, but I may use only 2 arguments. Right? So it is up to the function to process the arguments that are passed. Now let us see how to give the default value to the arguments or parameters. So let's say first name equal to Santosh, comma last name equal to Avalamurthy. So here I'm going to print first name and I'm going to print last name. Do this. Now what I will do first, I will not pass anything because I have defined default value for both my arguments and I am calling my function without any arguments, and I will also call same my function with 2 arguments. Now let's see what happens. See, in the first case, it's telling Santosh Avalamurthy because these are the default arguments we passed, Santosh Avalamurthy. So even if I don't pass any values, any argument, it will take the default values and that same values will be used in the function. If we pass the values, then that values will be assigned to the variables. So in the first case, it's showing Santosh Avalamurthy because these are the default values. In the second case, it is showing Ram Prasad because those are the arguments which I have passed. Now let's see how to return the value from the function. So in this case, I will return the text. So we'll return, and in the first case, if you don't give any return value, that means there is no value being passed. So nothing will be passed to your calling function. Now if you want to pass any output to the calling function, that we can do. Let's say I'm returning first name. So here in my function, you can say first name equal to my function. Here what happens after calling the function, so here first name will have the value returned from the function, or let's have a sum function rather than printing the name. So I'm going to take two arguments for my sum, x comma y, and what I return in this case is return x plus y. X plus y. So my sum value is equal to sum of 2 comma 3, and then print sum. So what we did is we just changed our function to sum two numbers, and the value, the result is passed as a return value, and that value is printed. So let's see what happens. So it returns 5. So that means we returned only one value. Now let's say I write the same function to return sum as well as difference. So in that case, I'll return x plus y as well as x minus y. So my sum as well as difference, that will be printing here, sum, then print difference. So what we are doing here, we are returning two outputs from the same function. So let's see what happens. I think it gave some error. Let me check it. Name is, we need to change. Save. So what we got now is 5, that is my sum value, and I got a difference value. So two outputs are returned from the same function. Like this, we can return any number of arguments or any number of outputs from a single function. So that's all folks about functions, a brief introduction, how we can define the function, how we can declare the arguments for the function, how we can call the function, how to pass the arguments, how to pass the arguments as key value pair, how to have unknown number of arguments for a function, how to return the value from a function, how we can return multiple values from a single function. I hope you enjoyed this session. If you like the session, do like the video, Kindly share the video. Do give me the comments about how the session was, how to improve the session. And again, if you have not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications as and when I post the videos. Do put in comments what are the things you want to learn in Python. It could be a basic level, it could be advanced level. So as and when we move on, we will be getting into more and more advanced levels. So once again, thank you for watching the video. So till the next video, take care. Bye bye. Stay home. Stay safe.